Greetings to Global Editorial Viewers, part 2 of my all-time rant. As you can see, there's Cockle Bay Wharf behind me, just doing a little spin around here. Darling Harbour there in the background, and you've still got the hotels there. I think they've got some accommodation still available during COVID. There's really no COVID issue here in Australia, but the nanny state is in progress, so we're just locking things down and making things hard for people. But we'll talk about that another day. There's a lot of topics to talk about another day, and I'm filling up these clips with just the money rants. Can you believe it? We can go on for hours here, but I don't want to bore you guys because I know you've got Netflix and you've got things to binge. You've got your American obsession to get back to, Amazon shopping, and all those good things to support the American economy. As you can see, I've got the Nike backpack on, but as an American resident myself, I can get away with it now. But unfortunately, a lot of people in this country wear American sporting jerseys. They watch American programs, they buy American products, they use their iPhones to tweet about Donnie, and guess what? They've never been to the US, they've never lived there for more than a year. But as I said, I will be ranting about all these topics and more as we come into the next year in 2021. And for now, I'm going to continue my money rant. And me and my better half, I'm on record, and we have always shared everything. Now, even when we first met, our first topic was, there's other couples out there who talk about money, make money, and obsession. Guess what? We share everything, whether it's joint accounts, we don't have any split billing, we don't charge each other money. Can you believe it? Spouses in Australia charge each other money? Like, I owe my spouse this, they pay the separate bills in the household. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the LGBTQ community fought hard to get marriage equality in this country. And you know what they first said? The one thing we want is not only a piece of paper, it's they have the right to share everything, because marriage means being one, and yet heterosexual couples in this country, anything but. Most of them actually don't even want to have joint accounts because they're scared. Oh my gosh, my money, your money. Oh, I made this much money before marriage, you made this much. You wonder why divorce is up there, overtaking the US. Me and my better half just laugh at this stuff. And as I said, I give credit to my parents, because one thing they did teach me was to never ever have anything separate. My mum was a homemaker. My dad ran businesses, but guess what? My mum was always treated as an equal. My dad never ever said that I had these businesses before marriage, you owe me this, I had this, you have a prenuptial. No. And that's why I did respect about them. And me and my sister, we've always been, money should never get involved in anything. We're a couple, we're one, everything. I could win $20 million in lottery tomorrow, nothing. It's all for my better half. It all goes to her. I do not care. And one thing I do like about the US, when you do get married and you're a couple in the US, you're always one. And in Australia, there's too much individuality when it comes to marriage. But now our parents in old age, I call them, they're getting nuggety. I created this word, me and my better half term this, we created this word called nuggety. Nuggety means fidgety. You get fidgety over money, you get fidgety over everything. In Australia, knows people get fidgety over everything. Oh, parking's $15. They get fidgety. Oh, they're thinking about their finances. They get fidgety refinancing. Interest rates are going up or down. They get nuggety about split billing. Oh my gosh, my friend, owes me $20 because I paid for that, and then he hasn't paid me back, and they lose sleep over that. And my parents haven't got to that level, but where my parents have got to is, have you bought a house yet? Have you got a home loan yet? Why are you guys renting? That's dead money. And I try to have these arguments with my parents, say, no, actually there's studies being done. If you actually rent, you can actually come in front if you do the right thing with investing in other ways. But that's another topic for another day. But what I said to her is, like, who cares if we rent? Who cares if we Airbnb? It's got nothing to do with anything. It's just a privilege and a status thing. So my parents caught up in that status issue, and that's a disgusting issue. That's just a grotesque thing for me. But I'll give them that. They're from old school where they believe, come to Australia, the lucky country, you build, buy property for cheap, build over. But guess what? In 2020, they want young people or middle-aged people to take out massive mortgages on property in the middle of nowhere, or not even nice houses, not even structurally well made, for millions of dollars just to say that I've got a house in an arse end of the world. That's right, Australia's in the arse end of the world. We can't even get to countries within a 2-hour flight. We don't have bullet trains within our own country. So don't get me started on all that stuff. But as I said, it's just hilarious. And now what I give you, and I don't want to preach here, and in my better half, and we're not preachers, I'm not, no disrespect to the Islamic fundamentals, the Christian fundamentals, Hindu and the Jewish fundamentalists out there. And I apologise if I missed out on any. Shout out to Scientologists out there. But me and my better half, through action, are wanting to teach global editorial viewers and readers, and hopefully tell other people amongst the circle, that if you're a couple, do not split bill, do not have separate finances, do not make money a priority. If you get married, it's marriage for life. You are one person. Don't get me started on prenuptials and stuff. Prenuptials is bad enough, but then you get married and go, oh my gosh, you did that. Don't do that. And if you're single, don't become like that. Associate with people, take them out for dinner, and don't, send them messages saying you owe me this, you owe me that. You do things, buy them a cup of coffee, even if they don't want one. Do some nice things for people, and you get return. And that's what I say to people, be nice to each other, be kind to each other, and don't make money a priority. And that's what I'll leave you on today. on this beautiful spring day here in Darling Harbour, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, and do not make money a priority. There's no need for that. You know, we spend all this stupid money on stupid things, and yet we have a competition with each other. It's like, who cares? And that's what's coming down to this COVID issue right now in Australia. People are getting panicky. I don't want to go out here, you know, I don't want to go here, I don't want to go there. It's because it's not only that, it's a money issue as well. They just don't want to spend because they're so tight with money. And now with the so-called economic downturn, they're even tighter. But they'll sell their kids for a good price. My parents' neighbours in Sydney, I kid you not, have 3 daughters and they charge them rent. That's right. Do not have kids if you're going to charge them rent. Do not, like, parents here raise their kids and then they throw that in their face. Oh, you cost me this much to raise you. Oh my goodness. The world officially ended in Australia a long time ago. Forget COVID, forget school shootings, forget terrorism. Australia is a terror state, and I blame money. Australia, you are in the Hall of Fame for greed. Goodbye for now.